You just said it, I think they got bags.
It topped any other holiday, fishing holiday.
I've got 6 films that I can look back on. Yeah, that's special, man.
Go, darling. Thank you.
Hello!
The best holiday, Thailand. in Thailand.
This is the last one.
Welcome back to Thailand. Special place. Many dwarf rods. We're still not here for the full moon parties, but I am here this time with Chloe and the girls.
Oh, you absolutely...
No.
It's so good to be back. If you've watched the first film, you saw I visited here some 3 summers ago, sort of pre-COVID. It was the last big adventure I had actually before the whole world went into a crazy place. And yeah, I actually come to this crazy place. It really is a piece of paradise. Never really wanted to do much fishing in Thailand before. Don't know why. Just didn't feel it'd be a bit of me. However, having come here, my perception was soon changed. Lovely, humble, kind people, amazing sights, and amazing fishing. Like fishing that literally last time totally blew my mind. Before actually arriving at Jurassic Mountain, because it is a family holiday, we decided we're going to take a few days exploring Bangkok. I think Chloe's first perception was, why the hell would we want to go there with children? Look what you're doing with it.
I weren't looking forward to it because I'm me, don't like people, don't like crowds, just don't like that sort of thing. But the hotel itself was the best hotel I've ever stayed in. Like, you're around the pool and they bring you cold towels and like, incredible.
We went and looked at some of the temples. We went on a pretty hairy boat ride.
Luckily.
And of course, keeping it on the fishy theme in Bangkok, whilst we were out on the boat ride, it was the highest level bread bomb business. And these massive chow fry catfish were just smashing everywhere, water going in the boat all over the lens. That was really, really sick. And we also went to Sea Life Centre. Once we got in there, it was something else. They had, of course, the sea division, they had a rock pool area, they also had a rainforest tropical zone. And yeah, lots more good food, lots more pool time, lots more chilling out. Had a beautiful meal on our final evening staying in Bangkok. Got some much needed sleep that night and then headed down here. And that kind of takes us up to now. We're gonna go look at some monkeys just over there by the mountain, minutes away. I thought we'd have to travel miles, but no, it's just up the road. And then come back, have a bite to eat, maybe have a swim, and then go and spend the rest of the afternoon and into early evening fishing the Species Lake. I absolutely love this new lake. There's so many different things in there to catch, and it really gets me fired up there. Every time the bite alarm goes or the float goes under, you just don't know what you're gonna get. So I'm absolutely gassed to get back over there with Chloe and the girls later on this afternoon.
At Jurassic, the mountain, we had to go to the mountain and there was monkeys all at the bottom, and Fern was a bit scared, so Fern and Mum went into the van. There was also tiny baby ones, like carrying on their back, on the mummy's backs, like this big. That small. They were tiny. They're not that big, Fern.
Loved it. Chloe and Fern sat in the car. Like, we loved it, me and Maya. Like, if Chloe hadn't have been there, to be fair, we'd probably still be with the monkeys. That's how much we loved it. But they were a bit like scared of catching rabies, or Chloe's like, they might steal Fern, or they're monkeys, like.
Basically, on the last one, we had a big argument because before Tony arrived, when we were with Nigel, and we're pulling up to this lake with Nigel, and he's like, Chloe, get the camera, get this shot. And I'm like, no, we don't need, for a start, we didn't need another pulling into a gate shot. And it's not my job. It's, as harsh as that sounds, it gets hard, When they know a camera's there, or me especially know a camera there, it's, I don't know, it's just different. So it's not the end of us as a family going fishing together, it's just an end of us sharing, us going fishing together.
Welcome to Jurassic time.
It's over there, wasn't it?
It was there, and then it was there, and then this is... The issue is that I don't get 5 weeks holiday or 6 weeks holiday a year like everyone else, and I haven't had for 15 years. I get maybe a week or two. And one of those weeks or two is then sacrificed into producing a family fishing film. So in theory, I get 1 week, 5 days with my kids every year. That's no one's fault, that's my own fault. That's not Nash Tackle's fault, that's my choice to create the future that I'm trying to create for my family. Monday afternoon, first cast, first fish. What a place, what a place. Learned a lot yesterday, and hopefully we can put that into practice this afternoon and catch plenty more, and hopefully some different species, girls.
Yeah, not the same catfish that you caught
Twice.
yesterday.
She's not a videographer. I'm not a videographer. Neither of us are videographers. And it's not just video. Or if it is just video, it's not just video on one camera, it's video on multiple cameras. Because I've learned from the best. No one wants to see one shot, they want multi-angles. They want to cut between the angles. So I'm trying my hardest to be like the boys at work. Yeah, we get this angle and that angle, get this shot. Then you throw social media in the mix, you know, which is now a big part of, sadly, my life. So you've got to get the Insta story. So you've got to film, you might have to film something on multiple cameras, and then you might have to do it all again to get the Insta story. Then you've got the photos. Come back from a shoot without any images, it's cardinal sin. So you've got to photograph everything. Then you've got the fishing, which anyone watching this, you're fishing. I can't say, right, today we're going to catch this, and that's what's going to happen. You have to work really hard for the bites, really, really hard for the bites. So you've got to try your hardest with the angling. Then you've got being a parent. Everything about it is wrong. Nothing works. Whatever you do, even if it pulls hard, don't let go of the rods. It's not a combination that gel well together. And after 5 years of doing it, we got all that way without having a single argument. And yeah, we both just exploded. I think I should probably call that the last one. That's 12 Julians, 3 mega Siamese. There's still 1 rod in the water, but I'm going to start getting packed up. It's been the most ridiculous 3 hours, and there we go. What a place! This one definitely is the ending. Luckily I had Mark on standby. He grabbed the rod as I let that mega Siamese go. Well, what a way to end. That'll make it 13 Julians, 3 Siamese, 3 hours fishing. Girls have gone home really happy, and we can all look forward to a nice tea now. I'm going to come back tomorrow, have another go on here. I want to try and crack the code and see if we can catch some more of these amazing different species. What a session!
spit a faction in the jungle army. Taking the rhythm track and ride it out just like a Harley. We're holding up on opposition, it's the origami. Sonic tsunami, we jungle the soldiers on safari. Tearing up on the intro to the...
Where did it all start? You know, much like a lot of the stuff at Nash, certainly in terms of like urban banks, even Euro banks to a degree, there was no sit-down meeting. These are very, very, very organic. So yeah, we just went on holiday.
You've guessed it, yes, I'm away on a family holiday with the girls, but of course I've managed to incorporate some fishing into it too.
And then there was never any plans for a videographer to come down. And I think it was like day 2 or 3, speaking to Carl every day or whatever. I was like, look, we're catching loads of fish every day, you know, getting really good activity. Do you want to come down? Yeah, this was in an era where we might have had 1 or 2 videographers on the team. So I was doing a lot of sort of self-filming, or I've been encouraged to do a lot by the likes of Carl and Winston. I think when they got there, I was like, yeah, we can make a family film. Well, Carl had been hugely influential in encouraging me that we could make a family fishing film here, Alan. And I remember them getting there and I was like, yeah, let's make a family fishing film. And I remember like that night shooting all the sort of catch-up stuff, and then the next day starting like the session off, definitely thinking we can make a family fishing film. And then it was some months later, I watched the first draft of it and I was like, let's definitely not make family fishing films. This is dreadful. Like, this is, who wants to watch this? Who would possibly want to watch Alan and family go to Peppa Pig World? Or Alan and family rode a pony? Do you know what I mean? Like, I was so uninspired by it. Definitely put my foot down. Carl was the boss. Carl put an even bigger foot down and said they were launching it. So much good's come out of it, you know, for us as a family, for Nash Tackle, but without a doubt, the biggest achievement in all of it was inspiring other people to do something similar. And as much as there will be a huge percentage that still go, geezer's crazy, why would you take your family fishing? Like, what a stupid thing to do. There's this certain percentage of people, and it's primarily the partner, the non-fishing partner, usually the wife, who's come up to me at a show, who's wrote an email to me, who's sent me a message on social media, who I've bumped into in the supermarket and gone, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, that's been the best thing of all. Thank you. Why? What have I done? He's told me that we can't go with him. He's told me that children aren't allowed at the venues. He's told me that the bivvies aren't big enough to accommodate everyone. And then one day I catch him watching one of your family fishing films. I sit down on the sofa with him and I watch it myself and I look at him and say, oi, you lied to me all these years. We're gonna go and try this. That's been the most amazing thing to come from it. What a morning, a complete difference to yesterday afternoon into the evening. The bites were so regular, I really worked it out, little method feeders, pop-ups. And this morning I came down to do some float fishing, and they absolutely beat me up. I've tried on the concrete ledge for the plecos, I've tried just off the concrete ledge, hooked a couple, probably foul hooked. Really exciting though, you know, floats twitching and going under. And was kind of about to call it a day and go and have some much needed breakfast. And I decided, no, just go a little bit deeper. I think I remember Tom saying to me, 4 foot out, that's a good depth, 4 foot. You know, the lake average is sort of 10, so roughly mid-water. Did that, first cast, bang. We're into one. Big bit of bread flake. Don't know what it is. All part of the fun. Yes! Big Siamese on 6 foot 3 pound dwarf before breakfast. Big chunk of bread and let it sort of flutter down into about 4 foot of water, and that seemed to be the difference I needed to make. I've tried shallow, I've tried right on the bottom, tripping bottom, in the edge, on the concrete ledge I'm standing on, all manner of different things. But yeah, over the top of some floating pellets and some actual bread on the surface, managed to catch one at last. It's been a great hour and a half, but somewhat frustrating.
Here's the museum at Jurassic to celebrate probably the greatest angler we've ever had, John Wilson, and I have to admit, every time I come in here, I feel a little bit emotional. They're special items to John of tackle here, but also to me, just triggers so many wonderful memories. These reels, this line, how many big fish have tugged on the end of that. A reel, fly reel, how many salmon have pulled the line on that. Sea reel, again the same. Caught so many fish. Yeah, just wonderful. And this one, his waistcoat. This is how I remember John the most. This is exactly how I see him. The last time I fished with John was here at Jurassic, and he was dressed like that. Hello, John. Centre pin was famed for trotting. There's loads of stuff to see. Wonderful. Here are the floats that he used in the big bream scene. There's two scenes in Go Fishing, I think, that people remember the most. The big roach in the Whirlpool Magic, and also the bream on the slider float from a punt. And that was a set of those floats that he used. And here's some bait. He's got some krill, he's got some citrus, and he's got some pellets. Wouldn't it be nice if Alan had to make a choice between which one he was going to use? And caught a fish for John Wilson.
Dad and Mum made a deal that will have a little bit of fishing in it, but mostly like not fishing. So basically we have like one day with a little bit of fishing, but we also go to somewhere fun. But then the next day we have a whole day of fishing.
We do
so like
some
a little bit of
fishing.
fishing.
We do half fishing and half
fun,
not fishing.
It's Tuesday evening now, isn't it? It's getting late. We've had an amazing day. Got up late, well the girls did, had some nice breakfast, and we went out to the water park, didn't we? Did you love it?
Yeah.
It was so good. Before tea, we're going to have about an hour and a half's fishing. We had 3 hours yesterday evening, and it was mind-blowingly hectic. That was fishing on the bottom with the method feeders. Came down this morning, tried with the float. It was tricky, but did manage to nick one Siamese by making an adjustment, fishing the bread about half depth. And for the next hour and a half, we're going to sort of flip between the two. Still going to put the method feeders out, but I've reduced the bait size down just to try and get some of these smaller species, but keeping the mix the same. Some little 2mm pellet with some Scopex Squid liquid soak on it. Sort of sculled that all up so it binds around the method feeder. And then on a more traditional 3-prong method feeder, again, I'm going to ball some scalded pellet around it. You're going to help me now, aren't you? And just fish out with a bigger pellet. But yeah, I'm trying to get some different species. And then have a little go on the float. Got some fish up in the water now. There's vortexes out there. Chloe's holding it down with a catapult, putting 3-4 pellets out every sort of couple of minutes. A little bit of bread. And yeah, there's the odd fish up smashing. So it's different conditions today. Looks good for a bite. Going to whip some bait up now. And yeah, try and catch something before tea. Right, pellets first, Bernie. Let's tip them in there. These are the ones we need to go around the feeder.
How much?
The whole lot, we're going to use all of that thing. Give them a right good stir so all the water touches them. The next one, we'll take the lum. This is the nice fluffy ground bait. We'll put this in this big bowl. Now this one requires very little water. I remember Tom showing me last time I came, you can literally just splash it on it. This one's good. That's it, big stirs like this. I think that's almost done, that one. Yeah, so get the big bits out.
Can't steer it that way. It's pulling me the other way.
Doing good. Steer it this way a little bit.
He's taking the bush with him again. He's taking the bush with him again.
It has been another hectic afternoon. We managed one on the float. Chloe had a nice black Amur or Chinese black carp. 3 Julians, close into another one now. It's been pretty good. Yeah, hectic once again. Sadly no more species, but the girls are going to go up and get ready for dinner now, and I am going to stick it out for another half hour, 45 minutes and really persevere on the float, bring these bottom bait rods in, because as much as I love these, listen to those real screaming, it would be really nice to catch some of the smaller species that reside in here. Can we give it a kiss? Go on, give it a big kiss on the lips. Should we let him go then? Go and get changed, ready for dinner? Yeah. Help mummy with hers. Whoosh!
We've done it the last 2 weeks, watched them, so that the girls were fresh on it, and amazing memories.
Say cheese!
Big cheeses again.
Cheese! Can you give him a kiss?
Yeah.
Go on then.
Family fishing holiday!
Big smiles at mummy!
Oh, it made me a little bit emotional. It did, especially like the first 3, just because they were so cute and so small, and so, like, where does it go?
Hi, I'm Maya. I'm Sam. And welcome to our family fishing holiday.
People tell you that when you first have a child, people are like, blink of an eye it goes, and it actually does. Like, Maya's so grown up now, and yeah, it's crazy. Does dig a bit deep, like it's a bit like, where did they go?
Wednesday morning, got up nice and early, and I've come straight back down onto the species lake. It's our final sort of day fishing this one, and I really wanted to rattle through a few more species. So I'm really glad I've kicked things off with a giant gourami on bread on the surface. Basically started to see them pop up, take a bit of air, then the odd pellet, then the odd bit of bread, and I've managed to nick one. Right, great start to the day.
I was so excited to bring the girls here. Having come myself 2.5 years ago, it literally blew my mind. The old saying, never judge a book by a cover. And yeah, I'd been doing just that. I had this perception or misconception of what fishing in Thailand was like, and it was so low down my list. However, coming here, it changed everything for me. The lovely people, the incredible jungleistic surroundings, the temperature, of course, and most of all the fish. You know, fish that you don't even dream of catching. They're so crazy and bizarre and wonderful and strong, like really, really powerful. So yeah, I really wanted to bring home the girls. The opportunity came up. We're out of COVID now. We can travel the world again freely. And the first destination I was desperate to come back to with them was here. Jurassic Mountain Resort itself, it's a proper take your breath away moment. You come through the gate into just the most beautiful manicured gardens. You can hear running water, you can hear beautiful music in the background. Incredible plants of all different sizes, colours. Yeah, it's like being in a little oasis, a mini piece of paradise. As you walk through the resort, you know, there's ponds, there's streams, there's an amazing swimming pool with a giant waterfall. Then you've got the accommodation. There's various different forms of accommodation, from sort of double rooms right up to big family suites, dotted all the way around. You've got a bar at one end with a beautiful restaurant that overlooks the lake itself. You've got a games room, you've got a gym, and you've got the John Wilson Memorial. There really is, just within the sort of resort itself, lots to do on a daily basis. For sure, Jurassic is without a doubt super famous for its huge fish. You know, there's carp in here to nearly 200 pounds. That's not normal. Giant arapaima, like huge arapaima. In fact, everything in here is ginormous. The red tails, the chow prior. It's a big fish lake. However, the fact they've now created this species lake, one shouldn't think it's a kiddies pond. I can see Dan watching this now going, oh, Blair's just fished on the kiddies pond all week. It's anything but that. Yes, it's suitable for children and families to fish on, but it's also proper good fun. The fish still ruck really, really hard. They're a very, very good average size, sort of double figures and upwards. I wouldn't just sort of pigeonhole the place as a monster big fish water, because there really is something for everyone. This is it. Last couple of hours on the species lake. We're off out this evening. Gonna go to the beach. Nice meal. Yeah. Go and check out a night market. And then as of tomorrow, I'm on that main lake. A little bit in the morning, possibly a little bit in the evening, but most importantly, all day Friday. So without further ado, try and get a couple more species from here. Would you like to catch a Julien's, babe? Who would like to catch a Julien's?
Not me.
We've caught so many. I come out here really wanting one, and my expectations have been massively exceeded. We've caught loads, so yeah, it'd be nice to catch something a little bit different. Ideally, a big catfish, which we've seen up in the water a lot. I've set up a sort of method lamb rod, had a chat with Dave Wilson this morning. He's given me some of his floats. That's all set up, and if I could have one wish this afternoon, it'd be a big catfish up in the water on a float.
They did really well and they did enjoy it. We all did. Obviously Alan the most, but just different experience and made it more fun. It's got everything, not just for an angler, like it has got everything. It's got the pool for the kids, it's got an on-site restaurant, it's got lovely lakes, like even if you're not a fisher person, you can just sit there and chill and watch the lizards. I caught a red tail.
Just hang on for dear life.
Before Tone and Mikey got there, mental, yeah, and it was only tiny, it was a baby, but it was just, yeah, the whole experience is just totally different from fishing in England.
I was just saying to Martin, I'm gonna have to get going. The girl's gone up to get showered and changed. We're off out to the night market. And
oh yeah?
Remember that restaurant we took you to before? We're gonna go and have dinner there tonight.
You're not going to the night market.
Yeah.
You won't be looking.
Yeah, but do you remember last time I would have? This time, because it's a family holiday, you know, I want to take them out so they can experience it. I want to do it myself, mate.
Yeah, no, it's lovely. Down at Wahin?
I think so, yeah. Once again, one simple change and you get a bite. I found that's been the order of the day, mate, whether that's hook, link, length, pop up or bottom bait. A tricky hour and a half, but very, very rewarding. Thank you.
Well done, mate.
Thank you.
You're more than welcome. Keep catching.
Of course, I wouldn't change any of it. I wouldn't do any of it differently. Even the argument, and I reckon Chloe'd say the same thing. I'd still ask her to get the shot, and she'd still lose with me. That's part of being in a relationship. You know, the rough with the smooth. So I wouldn't change a single thing, none of it. Off the back of it, how lucky are we? Like, how lucky are we? It's quite rare, I think. Well, you don't see it too often, families filming stuff. We didn't do it as a family growing up. I've got no video footage of me, my brother and my sister growing up. You know, and I think even in this day and age, yes, it's different now with mobile phones and cameras, and it is very different in that respect. And you get this, look what happened a year ago, and up pops this thing on your timeline. So it's different now, but man, I've got 6 films that I can look back on. Yeah, that's special, man.
Well, right.
You know, I can't wait till they're like 18 years old or even older. Fancy watching part 3 when we went to Angler's Paradise. You know, I mean,
dribbling and that, and they're feeding me biscuits and making me a cup of tea, and I'm like, oh, do you remember that? Like, that'd be amazing.
Right, now we've got some tests. Let's whack it. Yep, fucking touch off. Make it easy, it's a go. And we're off the mark. We've got to go.
Yes, go.
So we roll. Right, not messing. Bring it back out.
Been in the swim 10-15 minutes for Tom, couple of carp rods out, put a predator rod out and had a go. Thank you, Rob. It's a lot smaller than the one I caught last time, but equally as scary. To be fair, it's actually starting to play ball now.
Well, we didn't actually have much Thai food. We just had normal food like carbonara and spaghetti and pizza.
I basically just had chicken nuggets and...
Yeah, she had chicken nuggets every place we went. Yeah, milkshakes. I had strawberry, chocolate and banana. We even had pancakes and milkshakes for breakfast.
The simple answer is no, they don't. Which is really strange when they live for YouTube. They're currently on a ban. If me and Chloe had our way, they'd be on a ban till they're 18. A strict YouTube ban, because we've watched just the small amount of YouTube that they have watched, how it massively influences them. So yeah, knowing how much they live for YouTube, or they were living for YouTube, I don't think they really understand, how many people have watched the family fishing film. They really don't. They have no understanding of what they did, their little segments within it, how they haven't read the comment section. They haven't really had people coming up to them and say, oh, I love that bit when they're just that little bit too young to fully understand it, I think. Yeah.
A lot of their friends probably spend 80% of their life on a screen, because that is the norm. That is normal for their age nowadays. Whereas when we were kids, it was normal to be out getting dirty around the field, chasing this, chasing that. So we've kind of tried to keep that as, some of it has been forced, don't get me wrong, like, yeah, we're gonna do fishing today, but we're that kind of family anyway. We go on long dog walks, we like the beach, we like being outside. So part of it's forced, but a lot of it's just come naturally.
I have been out to see the elephants with Chloe and the girls. They're just back now in the pool immediately as soon as we got back through the gates. And I've rushed down here, got into the swim about 4:30. Boys have been having a fish today, which is really nice. Well, I've been out doing bits. I spoke to Mark and Luke and Seb on the way around. They said he's fishing quite slow. Even though they've had a 220-pound arapaima, they said it's been fishing quite slow. Boys said it's been fishing quite slow, but yeah, it just seems a bit moody all of a sudden. So I got straight on the predator fishing, chucked a big bit of fish out there underneath the bulk machine, lost the gar really quite quickly, and this is the second cast and it's gone again. I've been here, 15 minutes, something like that. Excellent. Chloe caught one on the first evening. I've not had one yet. So it's nice to get our first one. They really are my favourite. They're easy to handle, and pound for pound, they fight really, really hard. this place. This one is probably going to be my last fish of the evening. It's getting late now. Did want to catch an arapaima, or at least try to anyway, but it doesn't look like any have come up this end of the lake. Still, it's been a good hour and a half, 2 red tails, 2 dropped gars, and a big Siamese to end.
Of course, because some people don't go on a single holiday, let alone one with their family, and the places we've been able to stay, and of course, a little bit. But at the same time, he works away a lot. He works a lot if he's not away. He's missed hours and weeks of them growing up. So I don't think it's unreasonable for me to want for an actual holiday. And I've got that now, and I'll be keeping it. I'll be making sure that we have it every year. Well, of course, there will always, whether it's beach fishing or puddle fishing or tank fishing, is going to be doing it, but not to the extent where we take a film crew and have to do loads ourselves. We'll just do the odd day or 2 days here and there. It's much more enjoyable that way.
They never really loved fishing. They loved being with us, going places, having great picnics, and a smattering of fishing thrown in. That's what they love, and I think they'll continue to love it. I've always said this, that in my life, of all the people I've ever had the opportunity to take fishing, and there's been hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, in many instances non-anglers, I'm yet to take someone and at the end of it they go, no, I really dislike that. That's in my whole life, from the age of 12 or whatever, taking my pals down the river for the first time, never been fishing before, right up to the current day, and everyone else in between. No one's ever turned around at the end and gone, well, nah, that was horrible. Hated that, really disliked that, that wasn't much fun. Everyone's enjoyed it. Not necessarily they've become lifelong anglers off the back of it, but they've enjoyed it, or they've taken something good from it. So my two, definitely, yeah, they'll carry on going. It's Friday morning, which on one side makes me very sad because it's basically the week coming to an end. On the positive side, it's my first proper day fishing the main lake. I've had an amazing week. It really has been lush, spending lots of time with Chloe and the girls, going out doing nice things, exploring Thailand, and coming back to the bar and the restaurant in the evening and listening to the other lads' tales of what's been going on that day, the crazy adventures, the mental takes, the massive fish. Yeah, the boys from Germany, the boys from Benelux, they've smashed it. They've caught a lot of big fish, incredible fish, and now it's my turn. I hope I haven't left it to the last minute. I definitely feel prepared. I had a proper late one last night. They've all been late nights, to be fair, but yeah, I sat up tied rigs, redoing the rods, fresh leaders, just making sure everything's bang on. It's so important here. Your knots are bedded down properly, your hooks are sharp. And yeah, got up a little bit early this morning, just before first light, just to get into the swim. You can't start fishing until 6:45. And I'm proper clock watching at the moment. I'm here in swim 12. It's a lush swim. Did fish it before when I come. You can see most of the lake apart from the top bay up there. And yeah, watching them yesterday from swim 6 in the evening, they definitely seem to be down in this central part of the lake. So I'm super excited to get started. I'm going to tie up a few bags now and just finish off that final bit of prep and hopefully have a right good tear up today, Jurassic.
start to the morning. A massive Siamese, literally just putting the third rod out. And yeah, one of the rods on the pod fishing with the carp is gone, and it's a real good one to start the day. Yeah, I'm so excited to get going. Just got coffees delivered. It's about 8 o'clock, and as much as, yeah, fishing, the best bit of today is going to be spending it with you, Tom. I haven't really seen you this week. He's grafted with the Germans and the Dutch, and I get to spend a few hours today causing absolute carnage with Tom. He's going to show me how to fish the lum float properly. Definitely going to do a bit of pellet waggler fishing, and hopefully catch some more massive carp like this. Keep them into your head. Just about managed to get some antiseptic sprayed into its mouth before having to let that one go, and another rod was ripping off. And yet again, it's another massive Siamese.
Middle of the day, got on this new method, this lum fishing, which is always nice to learn something new. I'd also brought with me some spod cloud. So we were going to sort of cut the spod cloud with the lum and spod, which I don't think many have done. But yeah, basically stood on that spod all day, just dot spodding, dot spodding, dot spodding, dot spodding. And yeah, catching loads more. Big carp on the float.
Second fish hooked on the lum. Really exciting method. Tom's given me a total rundown, how to prepare the lum itself, how to set it up, how to ball round the method feeder itself, and the hook bait, which is quite precise, like a little poly ball. We've just switched over to a bigger hook as well. I actually dropped the fish about 10 minutes ago now on it. And yeah, a lot of teamwork. Tom's sort of preparing the lum around the method feeder. I've been regularly putting out 2 or 3 dot spods, basically cloud, very accurately in the area. Yeah, we seem to have cracked it. Wow, first one on the lum float method. It's another giant. Mid-afternoon, I've just watched Booster dive into the lake and swim out chasing the rod. It's been good, man, really good. Everyone's catching lots of fish. I'm going to probably make this one my last one in this swim. Want to go on a little mission with Tom, want to get out of these clothes, probably have a cold shower, proper hot, and yeah, see what the last couple of hours of the day brings. But yeah, loved it. Love this method, definitely. But yeah, this will be the last one on the lum and the float for me today. Let's go and try and get a big predator. What a seriously exciting method. Dot spodding out loads of gear. I'm absolutely covered. The cameras are covered. And yeah, fishing the lum float over the top. Proper double take. Go on, you count it.
3, 2, 1.
So yeah, the day started really well, kicked it off quite early on with some big carp, big average size, no 20, 30, 40 pounders. They were all 60 pluses, double takes, there's 2 in the net. One classic Jurassic Mountain stuff where you're just like, this is mental. You're feeding constantly, you're tying up more solid bags. The bags have to be double bagged because of the temperature of the water to stop them dissolving before they get to the spot. Yeah, just fishing, like fishing. Me and Tom are bouncing off each other and he's like, right, get a tambaki rod out. So then I changed my rig slightly to incorporate 2 chicken hearts and a pop-up, and we were fishing like these short zigs up off the lead. So we did that for a bit. I lost a tambaki, then I landed one. And the big carp spot basically fizzled out, you know, and we knew that by the fact that after a period of inactivity, I ended up catching an Indian carp.
Indian!
Yes! It is a stunning Indian carp. Now I did get one out of the species lake, but it's really nice to get one out of the main lake too. On the bottom bait rods, hopefully there's a few fish down there feeding. Another new species ticked off on the main lake. And then the back end of the day, or maybe sort of mid-afternoon, the big carp spot came to life again.
It's it. Quick. It's it. Could be a beast.
Come on, it's disgraceful. Proper crazy last half hour. We were supposed to be getting packed up, ready to go predator fishing, but yeah, real nice one here on the Lum. So it's the last one on the float of the day. It's been fantastic method, fantastic learning about it, and yeah, putting it into practice and catching a really good average size carp. And to end on this one, yeah, something else. Then the big carp rod went. You know, me and Tom have been baiting it all day, boilies, pellets. You kept saying to me, didn't you? Leave it, just leave it. Thickens will come in, and yeah, ended on an absolute whacker. The best day. And it's not over yet. We are going to still go predator fishing, but check this out. This one is totally mind-blowing. Tom and George have estimated it around 130, 140. I really don't care. It was a crazy, crazy battle, and it's properly blown my mind. Yeah, 3, 2, 1. What a fish! You can't script that. I couldn't have, in my wildest dreams, when I was tying those rigs the night before, I never thought I'd catch what I caught. Which is basically what Jurassic does to you, it blows your mind. It was then a case of, I was stinking. I was like, I'm gonna have a quick shower, Tom, get some fresh clothes on, and we had about an hour and a half, 2 hours again, to go for the Arapaima. The girls, by this point, they were really uninterested. They'd swam all day, they'd been lizard hunting all day, by this point, they'd made friends with Billy, like the owner, son, so they'd now got a friend on site, and they were kind of like treating it like home. They just kind of did their own thing. Our trust in them, you know, you didn't have to be on them 24/7. But yeah, they were with Chloe that day, swimming a lot. Their interest was lacking. They didn't want to get in the water anymore with me, which was a shame. I regret massively being a bit more like, please, 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 for that big un to have a photo with us all together. But it is what it is. It's just kind of a little bit of a shame for Chloe, because she would have probably liked to have been there more. But someone's got to do the parenting on that day, and it weren't me. I was fishing. I've left the boilies and the spod rod behind over in swim 12, come round to 1, and yeah, now we're predator fishing. So as you can see, I'm making up a really disgusting mix. Utilising some mackerel, some chicken hearts, some pellet, lots of blood, some catfish sections. The ultimate goodness to try and draw in some, hopefully Arapaima, maybe some red tails. It'd be lovely to see a chowprior. I've also got a bulk machine rod set up with a mackerel on to try and adopt a tactic that Mark's been using a lot this week to great success, basically casting in front of the Arapaima when they come up and breach and take some air. So I've got all bases covered, the sun is setting, the day is ending, but I'm really confident of one more fish before we call it a day. suntan cream running into my eyes. So, adrenaline pumping through me. Yeah, right hand rod. Tom went down the margin, probably only 20, 25 metres. Tipped the bucket of gear in, and I cast a big catfish section down there. And I think I might have hooked an arapaima. He's off, he's off. Right, the other way. One more line, right. Big bob. Go again, get the rods back out, stay motivated, bit more gear out there. And yeah, you know, we said like cut-off point is this. The boys were on the walkie-talkies, they're all talking to each other saying, right, we're all stopping, 6:15, that's it, fishing finishes. And yeah, with 1 minute to go, I've had another take again. We'd all called it arapaima, but the fight was a lot quicker. And then yeah, this massive alligator gar pops up.
Yes! Oh, that's even better.
I would have been happy like knocking it on the head after catching all those carp, you know, but yeah, it was a cool way to end. The best day ever, one of the best days fishing I've ever had. Over there catching massive carp. Coming here, yeah, granted, lost it, but it was one hell of a battle, a massive arapaima. And fished right till the bitter end. We said we stopped at 6:30, which is 15 minutes more than we should. But it's our last day. Thanks to all the boys for making that happen. I thought it was another big arapaima. It's not, it's a ginormous guy. Can't check this out. Alright, it's the last fish, girls. Come and have a look. Come on, check this one out.
I'm scared of it. I'm scared of it.
Stay to that. Ooh, Mr. Angry. What a way to end the most ridiculous alligator gar. Thought it was a big arapaima, but I'll take this. It's my final fish from Jurassic. We've had the best time. What a place. Thank you. Thank you. Look at them teeth. They are savage creatures, proper prehistoric. But I'm in awe of it. It's just incredible. Everything about it, including the fight. Jurassic Mountain. Yeah. Sick. Jurassic in a day. The best holiday, Thailand. in Thailand. Not even a question of a doubt.
It's Angler's Paradise. Bar Thailand. I can't say Thailand, can I? Like, but it's obvious. I'd be stupid if I didn't say Thailand.
It's really hard to pick one moment. Having watched them and reflecting back on all these years, it would be like, only because they're just so adorable, like when they first wake up. It's when, like, I've been fishing that night, they've been sleeping, and they kind of wake up. I love them in the morning, basically. Like, yeah, and they wake up and, I don't know, it's that hug. It's the first hug of the day, or the first kiss of the day, or the morning daddy, morning sweetheart. And then very, very quickly after that, sharing a moment with them of a fish. They've been my favourite bits, yeah.
Well, we've stopped family fishing films. We're still going to go on holidays,
but no fishing in it.
I think we'll still do some fishing films, maybe, but I think it would be better without filming. Because
but also sometimes we'll do
we
it
have to
without
act
fishing.
everything out, and for like if someone's videoing, and I just want it to be like real life, and Dad not saying, "Yeah, smile, girls." You've got to pretend that you're yawning, okay? I like fishing, but when Dad has to do it, and we always have to wait for the fish, I don't like it because I don't like waiting for everything.
Yeah.
I am not.
We're not patient ladies.
No, of course, I don't want all fishing. Like, if I'm not catching fish, and I've been the same throughout our relationship, I don't like it. It gets boring. But when you're catching fish, they like it. They don't like them too big because then they get hard to hold, and that causes them to get upset and they don't want to do it anymore. But they still enjoy it. I still enjoy it. It's just harder now with them.
There was never, ever, ever any thoughts in my mind. And it would have been the same if it was a boy or two boys, you know. I'm not going to start forcing them to do something they don't like, you know. So no, there was never any, my two are going to be the next, or they're going to fish for England, or they're going to catch big carp. No, never. I did want them to experience it though. You know, I think that both Chloe and I wanted them to experience it because, and I see it now, it just oozes out of them, their love for being outside, their love and appreciation for all the wildlife, the respect of, you know, that very cliche carp fishing saying, leave nothing but footprints. You know, they know that, you know, you tidy up after yourself, you leave it exactly as you found it. So all of those things, there's other ways that we could have achieved that as parents. Oh, come on, are you really going to get something better than fishing? Watching the sunrise, the sunset in all those beautiful places. And then, yes, you can take them to a petting zoo or a farm, or you can buy them a rabbit, or they've got 2 Labradors, you know. But to be hands-on with fish, I do think it gives a child so much, which is the irony really when you think back to that episode of Bristol Urban Banks when that lady was screaming and shouting at me and we were having this dispute over whether a child going fishing is a good or a bad thing, and she was dead against it, absolute anti, it's a terrible thing, you're showing them cruelty and disrespect for nature. But as an angler, you see it completely differently, you know. So yeah, I think it was always our blessing to show them it, and then they make a choice.
Bye-bye, see you again another time.
Bye. Thank you for our lovely holiday. Bye-bye.